Is mounting in Soweto and beyond following the hospitalisation of an 8-year-old boy who allegedly consumed contaminated snacks from a local tuckshop operating without a valid permit. In the wake of this incident, the Forum for South Africa is calling for government accountability, accusing authorities of turning a blind eye to ongoing non-compliance by illegal spaza shops. The organisation says this negligence is costing lives and the responses from public officials are reactive rather than preventative. Joining us now is the Forum's leader, Tebogo Mashilompane, to discuss whether the state is complicit in this issue. Tebogo, good to speak to you as always. Now, your organisation is calling for the government to be held legally liable. What exactly do you believe the state has failed to do?
Yeah, thank you, Hugo, and greetings to the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. Look, the government has failed. The government is a reactive government. And we say actually they actually contributing to the failure of these people registering the spaza shops because the rules are there, the regulations are there. So what is the problem? I mean, it has been 12 months now talking the same language of spaza shops, children eating snacks and then they get sick, some die, and all those particular things. But the government will just come and say, okay, no, we'll try to do something. It is embarrassing that the minister goes to Soweto, the minister of CoGTA, and say, thank you, residents, for closing the spaza shop. That is not the role of the citizens to close the spaza shop. You are actually exposing the citizens to danger. It is the role of the minister and then the people that are employed under his department must supposed to do the job. But they're not doing the job. So the government is negligent. This is the government that doesn't care. Because after so many children died, you will still leave people to operate in the country without being checked. The spaza shop is illegal, but the person is operating. And we are told of 500 million and stuff to develop the spaza shops. This is something that is unacceptable, and we must hold the government accountable on this one. The time has come that we need to hold these leaders accountable.
Tebogo, there have been repeated incidents, including last year's tragedy in Naledi. Why do you believe authorities have continued to allow illegal spaza shops to operate?
They are relaxed, they're ignorant, they have no will to deal with the issue of spaza shops. It is not their children who die. These are the children of the poor. That is why they don't care. They only care when the time for election comes. Because imagine if it was a child of a prominent somebody, the country will be on fire by now. But because it's a child of an ordinary citizen, a child of an unemployed, a child of a poor person, then it's not the issue. We are treated as subhuman by the very same government that lie to say we are here for you. So the government is complicit in doing all this nonsense because they are doing nothing about the issue. Because you can't tell me that the minister with the abilities, the resources they have, they fail to make sure that no spaza shop in South Africa operate without a license. And for that matter, by illegal people. And when you do that, you're actually exposing the citizens to the issue of xenophobia, because now the citizens must rise on their own and say, these people must go. As if South Africans don't like people from other countries. And that is not true. The problem is that the government exposes the citizens to all the wrong things. And obviously, when people fight, they fight everybody, even the innocent people. So our government is failing our children, is failing us as the citizens of this country, whereas they've got the resources to fight this issue of spaza shops.
Tebogo, you've criticised politicians for being reactive. What kind of proactive system would you like to see implemented?
It's very simple, Hugo. We've got municipalities. Municipalities must know how many spaza shops are in their area. And then when you know those spaza shops, you service those particular spaza shops. It's as simple as that. And if there's non-compliance, you close down the spaza shop. And that's it. If there's an illegal person operating a spaza shop, you send them home. And then why don't we do that as a government? I mean, that's where we come in and say, but why don't you do it? Because you have all the resources to do it.
So let's talk about the communities and what role do they play and what role do parents have in holding local businesses to account?
Yes, the communities will do that and try to hold people accountable. But what we always fear is victimization, is exposing individuals to danger. Because let's take the issue of Mapeta in Soweto. What is happening there? There are leaders who are in the forefront to say we are closing these spaza shops. And then those people are becoming targets. Some of them are killed, not necessarily this one, but many people have been killed for standing up for what is right, for standing up for the things that are not good in the country, for saying close the spaza shop. And then those leaders are identified in the communities and shot and killed. Whereas the government sits there with the resources instead of doing their job, they're not doing their job. The community, yes, has a responsibility to caution the people in their area to say, don't buy. But who are you to say, don't buy to that particular spaza shop, don't buy to that one? Whereas when you do that, you are being exposed to danger. That is why we say the government is failing the citizens, because they are the authority. They are the ones with the resources to deal with these particular issues.
Finally, Tebogo, are you calling for criminal charges or civil liability for officials who fail to act on illegal food outlets? And what precedent would this set?
Yes, we do. Yesterday, I met with our legal team because we are seeking for advice to say, what do we do in this case? The government is not a listening government. This is not the government that is caring. So advise us on what to do, because what we want to do as a forum, we want to take individuals to court. We want to take the minister to court, the minister of small business and the minister of CoGTA. We want to take them to court because they are not doing their duty. So it is time that we take them to court so that it set a precedent in that the ministers must know that they are paid by the very same people. Our tax from our hard-earned cash, we pay the ministers. We are paying them for what? We pay them to sit. Are we paying them to drive around with blue lights, or are we paying them to service us? They are not servicing us, and these are not our kings. They must understand that they are servants. They are not our bosses. They are not our kings. We pay them, so they must do their job because they are paid. No minister will tell you that I did not receive my salary, but an individual will tell you that I did not receive my salary. I did not receive my increase. But a minister will be smiling to the bank and saying, I have received my money. I've got cars, 2 cars. I've got 2 houses, one in Cape Town, one in Pretoria. Whereas somebody staying in a tin house and is paying for that particular minister. So we need to deal with these ministers. We need to take them to task. And we are saying as Forum for South Africa, we are going to take them to task. We are going to take them to court. We are not going to rest, because these issues, we deal with them today. Tomorrow they disappear and the ministers go scot-free. So the time has come, and it's going to be a full stop from now on. Our legal team are busy, and then we'll be meeting tomorrow again to finalize our way forward, because we want to take the ministers to court.
Tebogo Mashilompane, good to speak to you as always, leader of the Forum for South Africa, calling on government officials to be held liable